Hello, folks. Welcome to Kudlow. I'm Larry Kudlow. So, folks, Kevin McCarthy has journeyed to the White House to sit down with President Biden in order to fix our spending and borrowing problem, right? Of course. Yes. And today, also, Federal Reserve Chair Jay Powell announced more interest rate hikes and monetary tightening in order to fix our inflation problem, right? Of course. Well, what do these three people have in common? They're all from the government. I once worked for a guy many years ago who had this to say about the government at a press conference in 1986. Please take a listen.
The 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help."
All right. I love that. Love that very much. Now, that's not all, because in his first inaugural speech back in 1981, the Gippers said, and here it is, please take another listen.
Government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
I just kind of felt like talking about this today. So, look, I sincerely hope that at least House Speaker Kevin McCarthy will have something interesting to say when he gets out of his meeting with President Biden about solving massive federal spending. If he does, by the way, we're going to bring it to you right away. And for that matter, I hope President Biden might have some kind of epiphany, and he'll have something good to say. But for decades now, government has been on a tear, spending and borrowing and regulating and often taxing, all of which has stifled economic growth and killed prosperity. And as for the Fed, basically the same story. Stop and go, go and stop. There's no inflation. It's all transitory. Oops, now we're going to have to clamp down and act like Paul Volcker and in the process probably slaughter the economy. Just as an aside on the Fed, by the way, they're targeting unemployment, which is something they shouldn't do. What they ought to be targeting is commodity indexes and gold and even the M2 money supply per Milton Friedman. Now, that'd be something, wouldn't it? Anyway, even if they'd done that, we wouldn't be in the fix we are in right now. And as the economy is losing altitude and heading into recession because of them. But tonight we have a happier task, talking to my great friend and mentor, Art Laffer, who has a new book out. It is called Taxes Have Consequences: An Income Tax History of the United States. Art shows, with clear prose and abundant factoids, that the Harding-Coolidge-Mellon tax cuts of the roaring 1920s launched a boom. The Hoover-FDR tax hikes of the 1930s launched a bust. The JFK tax cuts of the 1960s launched another boom. The LBJ-Nixon tax hikes launched a bust in the 70s. Then came the Reagan tax cuts, which launched the great boom of 1982 to 2000. And then finally, the Trump tax cuts, which at least gave us a brief but illuminating prosperity episode. One of the wonders of lowering marginal tax rates is that it gives power to individual men and women, and it takes power away from government. There's a lesson there, folks. It's a very important lesson. Now, of course, lower tax rates reward success, encourage entrepreneurs, rejuvenate the dignity of work, makes tax avoidance shelters totally unnecessary. The Laffer curve teaches that lower tax rates wind up increasing tax revenues. You tax something more, you'll get less of it. That's for Mr. Biden. Tax something less, you'll get more of it. That's for Mr. Biden, too. You get more jobs, more income, more investment, more free enterprise, more freedom. History shows this with great clarity. And that's why Art's new book is so important. When you cut taxes, you give power and freedom to individuals, and you take power away from the heavy-handed bureaucrats in the government. I know the White House meeting with Biden and McCarthy is terribly important. I know the Fed meeting with Jay Powell, terribly important. But right now, I'm going to have a conversation with Art Laffer and my brother Steve Moore, which is really much more important. Folks, save America, restore prosperity, just cut tax rates. I just love that. Knocked it out just before the show.